Great. So, welcome everybody to Animal Lovers Paradise. By the way, Anirudh, who's the guest today, we both are batchmates of a program that we both did. It's called Vaibhav Sisinti's 5-day LinkedIn workshop. I will send you guys the link in case you guys want to know what that's all about. Both of us thought the program was just amazing, and we connected after that workshop. And when I learned about what Anirudh does, I felt I should I should definitely engage with him on a call because I'm sure somebody in my network would have pets and they would love to know what Anirudh's doing. So I'll also put Anirudh's LinkedIn URL here for you guys to connect with him if you need to. Um, that's that's Anirudh's LinkedIn connection, so you can connect with him directly if you want to. Um, and what the hell? I'll even put the where we met. This is the LinkedIn workshop. It's just fantastic. This is the link. You must do it. I mean, if you are on LinkedIn and you want to really leverage off LinkedIn, you should do that program. It's really really good. Okay, let's get back to Anirudh and what he does. So he is a co-founder of Animate. Uh, this is the Indian Pet Care Hub. So, what does Animate do? They help pet parents and animal care enthusiasts with a one stop solution for all pet care needs. And they do this through their mobile app called Animate. So, Anirudh has been actually, quite frankly, one of the smart guys who realized early on that a job is not the way forward. So he decided to become, a business partner, co-owner, co-founder of this company. And I think when I was talking to him, he realized that during the internship only he realized he did many internships, and he figured out, yeah, ये job बहुत मेरे लिए नहीं है, In fact, he had got two job offers from very highly reputed companies, and I'm not mentioning the names here because they are too big to mention. And he even got selected for the job, and then he decided to throw that opportunity out the window. And the reason he rejected the second offer was because he was told that he would be allowed to wear jeans only on Friday. So that's when he realized ये तो बिल्कुल job में करना ही नहीं है. So I thought that was a great reason for not taking up a job. And I think times have changed. I mean, companies need to relook at what they allow and don't. The generation is changing. Anyhow, good. He is doing his own thing, and he's also actually planning to do his PhD in the US. He's already done 2 years, and now he's taken a sabbatical. And when the lockdown is over, now we go back and resume that. So let's welcome Anirudh. Hey, Anirudh, how are you?
Hi Rishi, hi. I'm good. How are you? You tell me.
Good. I'm also doing great. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks a lot for that lovely introduction, and also to all the people who've come here. I would like to welcome them as well. Hopefully, it should be a great conversation ahead. We'll try to keep it something that people like to listen to.
Yes, I think it will. Based on our conversation, I feel they're going to have fun at this. So,
Yeah.
first of all, I want to check with you. Do you have pets?
I do. So I've got a pair of lovebirds, and we got them about 6 to 7 months ago. And a dog is also in the near future, so we're planning to get a dog as well.
Okay, okay. So, what's the names of the two pets, the lovebirds?
So they're called pi and phi. I mean, both are mathematical representations, brilliant discoveries. So that's what it is about. Yeah.
Okay. So, pi, I know that's the
Yeah.
radius one of the circle car,
Right. Right. Right.
22 and all. I forgot it, but I remember pi as a number because I keep seeing it. But phi is what? What is it?
Okay.
How do you
So
spell it?
yeah. So these both of these things are very unique in their own terms. That's why they're constants. And if I start with phi or pi, so pi basically is the ratio of the circumference of a circle to the diameter, and that's the constant value that you would get always. Phi, on the other hand, is a very, so I'm really interested in how nature has been built and how we can replicate it to increase our chances of making things better. So there's a thing called golden ratio. So golden ratio is something that one of the very first names that you will remember with golden ratio is Apple. They
Yes, I
implement.
used to work for Apple. I know
Yeah,
the
yeah.
logo and everything is based on the golden ratio. Actually, so that's pi. Pi is
So
all about.
that's fine. So it's 1.618 if you have to give a number to it. But so, and another thing is like a Fibonacci series or how trees branch. So they're all based on these ratios.
I
So if
see.
you, yeah, so if you divide the longer portion of a particular line by the shorter portion in the particular golden ratio, so the value would be 1.618, and it reflects the way nature has been created. And that's why a lot of companies do invest their times in designing things as per the golden ratio. So that's about five, but yeah. Yeah,
So
I would like to believe. Yeah,
is there
that
any
is.
plan to have pi linked with animate in some way and pi?
Yeah, yeah, we are trying very hard to focus on the design and implementation of our application as well. So that's why this whole term of golden ratio and all those things was in my mind. So when we got it, we thought we'll name it phi and pi. Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay, great. So so you were also planning to come get a dog. You said what breed are you planning to go for?
So we have three options in mind right now, and me and my father are deliberating over it, and my mother is right now not very supportive of the whole idea. Like, but we know she started believing in the idea that we're going to get one. So we've narrowed it down to a beagle or a culture pom or a shih tzu is what we're looking at. So hopefully we'll get that, and the dog would become the brand mascot for us.
Yeah. So my wife got a dog, Shih Tzu.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I'm separated, but I go visit her every now and then. And
Okay.
so that Shih Tzu is really lovely. But I don't know. In you're based in Delhi, right?
Right. Right. Right.
So how Shih Tzu will be comfy in Delhi? Because I know there's lots of hair. You know, the fellow grows a lot
Yeah.
of hair.
Yeah.
They have to keep cutting it off. And,
That's why we've got grooming sessions on Animate, right?
sorry.
We've got grooming sessions on Animate for it.
Yes,
So
yes. So let's dive into that a little bit. So tell us, what motivated you to get into anime? Was it your idea, the founder's idea? How did it all happen? Tell us the journey. I mean, how did this all begin?
okay. So as far as the journey started, when I was thinking about ideas, I'm really passionate about startups and the whole startup ecosystem. So I'm always involved into looking into ideas and everything. So I believe that any great country, there are three things that need to be very perfect for those three countries. One is education, second is healthcare, and third is your agriculture. And agriculture has been the backbone of our country, and a lot of things are happening these days. So we know that. So basically, when we went into healthcare, we were sort of brainstorming as to what we could do and how we could do it. We found out that there were pretty much very successful companies doing things in the human healthcare part of it. So we thought we'll try and explore the animal healthcare or animal welfare part of things. When once we started reading about how the market is growing, it was growing at a tremendous potential, but it was very like it was chaotic. There are no single place services where you can go to. You won't find a single go-to app right now. If you talk to pet parents, they would say, yeah, we order sometimes online or something like that. They would probably go on Amazon to get their food needs or things like that. So we thought this is a great opportunity that we have in front of us, with a lot of young people getting into really good jobs and wanting to get a pet. So a solution that could help them out with their whole journey is something that we thought we should build, and we started working towards it. Around October 2019 is when we started thinking about it, meeting people, discussing how they would like a pet care service to be. And we tried to bring in the concerns that pet parents had, and we tried to solve those concerns through our application.
Wonderful, great. That's nice. So basically, the main benefit of this program is for a pet lover, they
Mhm.
get better deals on various products or services to buy for their pets. Is this like, if I were to paraphrase it, is that what it's about?
Yeah, so one major aspect is the price guarantee that you will get on our application, that most of the things would be economically priced. So we are trying to, smash the concept of coupon codes. We don't want people to use coupons for one time. We want to give them the best price all the time, is what we're looking to do.
Nice.
But Animate is not just about food or toys or accessories. We've got grooming parlors with us. We've got doctors with us. We've also got a few animal welfare groups with us. So we can put out a word for them through the application, since anybody who comes on the app would be a dedicated pet parent or an animal lover. And we've also tried to keep a sort of an educative part to the application, wherein we put out a quiz on the app, and this quiz would have questions about animal welfare or anything related to animals, because sometimes we do feel and realize that people who do not have pets are kind of averse to the idea of animal welfare also. It's okay if you don't get a pet, but you definitely should have some empathy towards animals, and that's what we're trying to do through this application. The quiz section tells you about a lot of things: pet psychology, animal psychology, tips and tricks through the questions, and the number of points you get on that, it goes to your rewards in the application, and you could redeem it for certain things.
Oh, nice. That's great. So basically, if I were to summarize again, this is an app you said which you can, let's see. Huh. Um, yeah, I made some notes over there. So you're saying uh, the app is free, correct? We can
Yeah.
just go download it and get it.
Mhm.
Uh, it's a shopping marketplace,
Yeah.
marketing place for. It's kind of like what, Urban Clap and Amazon together. Is that
Precisely.
a
Precisely.
nice way to summarize
Sum
that?
it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And is this targeted for Delhi only, or can they use this for anywhere in India?
Okay, so our marketplace that includes our toys, accessories, food part of it, that we are shipping pan India, and we've been doing it since September. But our vet and grooming services right now are only in Delhi. We're looking to expand that to a few more cities, but it will take us about 6 to 8 months time before we venture into some other city.
And it looks like this kind of stuff will be only good for big cities, right? This is not something that would take small cities to tier two cities would be interested in, or what's your take on that?
I think we would be able to touch both the ends of the spectrum. I'll just give you a very small story. I had shared it once earlier also, but I'll just repeat it. So I had a conversation with my grandmother, wherein I was telling her that we are trying to come up with this solution of animal care, and I believe the same thing, that it's a very niche segment, people who would spend a lot on their pets. She gave me a counter idea to it, wherein she said while she used to live in a village, at that time, everybody used to take care of animals. It was not about a social or a economically strong background family that would take care of animals. It was everyone. So it was part of our culture, and there was a very beautiful relationship that existed between animals and humans. So that gave me the belief and also the validation that animal care happens everywhere. It's how you go and deal with it, how you want to cater to pet parents. Of course, strategies might change a little, but as I said, as a society, we need to be more educated about animal care, something that I believe would have existed quite a few years ago, but we somewhere lost the track of it. So we're just trying to bring back the culture, and that's why we called it the Indian Pet Care Hub specifically.
Okay, that's interesting. So, okay, anything else you'd like to talk about animate? Because I do have something else I've been watching in your, um, profile. But
Mhm.
before I get to that part, I just thought we should conclude on animate. I'll also tell people that they can ask questions also. So, yeah, go ahead. Is there something else you
Yeah.
want to talk?
So Animate basically, like you mentioned, it was a very good point that you brought it up. That is this something only for the metro cities? So I'm glad that we brought it up and we discussed that anybody can use it. We've gotten a lot of orders from very small cities that I did not know existed. We've
Gotcha.
shipped products to those cities as well, and people have been really happy with what they got. One major reason being a lot of like the pet care industry in India right now is starting to boom. You'll see a lot of Indian startups coming up. We've got quite a few of them on board. So as of today, we have 15 brands with us that we are being a platform for. And these are all Indian startups. Somebody is into grooming products, somebody is into pet food, and somebody is into manufacturing of toys and accessories for pets. So yeah, this is one thing that we thought Animate is going to become. We are like an aggregator platform for all these brands, and these brands did not have the understanding to reach these cities in the interior parts of the country. But luckily for us, we've been able to get their products to a lot more places. They would have also done it themselves, but it might have taken them a little more time. Since we our primary job is to reach out to pet parents and get them good products, so we are putting in our efforts to make sure that those products reach everywhere.
Correct. So, of course, this is a very small way to reach out by talking to people like me who's in the technology field. What are the other ways you are going to the market today to talk about Animate so that people say, okay, let's check out and download the app? What are the current things you're doing today?
Okay, so right now we are focusing on social media marketing heavily. And one way that really worked for us was that we did a concept called Tales of Tales on our application. So on the Instagram social media profile. And this idea, like my co-founder Ashish came up with this concept wherein we decided that we would talk to pet parents. Somebody, every pet parent has a story to tell about their pets. It could be a very repetitive story also, but sometimes they do tell us great things of how they've traveled with their pets to so many destinations, or maybe they would have gotten a rescue dog which was very scared and it was very in a very bad shape, but how they've gotten it to a very healthy and beautiful shape right now. So all these stories are something that helped us connect with those pet parents directly, and we reached out to them over Instagram and LinkedIn, and we started posting out those stories on our social media handles. So what it did for us was that the first 50 customers, we already had them before we even launched our application. So on the day of the launch, we were able to go out to reach out to those 50 people and tell, okay, our app is now live. You can just give it a try if you would like to. And that was really, really amazing.
Wow, very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, Amol has to leave. Okay, cool, no problem. Amol.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Anmol.
joining us, and we'll share the recording with you. Okay, this is awesome. So let me do one thing. I'm going to quickly share the link for them to download the app.
Yeah.
Right. This is the link to download the app. I'll also be putting, for those of you that will be watching the recording, it will be below this video. And I'm also going to put in your Instagram link so that people can see the story that you just talked about.
Yeah.
And also the main website so that people can check out you guys. And you guys have a LinkedIn company page also. Okay, fine. Great.
Yes.
Paste that as well. Great. So these are some links that you might find handy. And just again, I will be asking some more questions to Anirudh. But if you have questions for Anirudh about him personally or the application, please go ahead, type it in either the Q&A or chat. I will try and catch the Q&A is preferred. If you can type it in the Q&A, that would be awesome. Yes. So I was looking at your profile on LinkedIn,
Okay.
and you mentioned that you are extremely passionate about the Indian startup ecosystem and want to be a significant contributor in the development of this space.
Yeah.
That seemed, you know, how old are you actually?
I'm 25. I'm 25.
25, man. When I saw this, I was like, wow, 25-year-old banda aur itna aage se. So tell me one thing. What's all this about? Indian startup ecosystem. What is this?
Okay, to put it in 3 words, it's the Make in India campaign that has been spreading very widely through our honorable Prime Minister. But even before that happened, I've had the privilege of a lot of friends who were also interested in the startup ecosystem. A lot of them might have not started with their own ventures right now, but I know they're very interested in pursuing this line. So there is this one thing that I believe most of the Indians face when they go out in this entrepreneurial journey is that they do not have the confidence to, because there are a very few startups who have become big, and there are a lot of stories that have come up, as in where people would tell that it's a very tough road. Of course it's a tough road, but as long as we can create that ecosystem where people believe that they can hustle and maybe find a way for them on this path of entrepreneurship, I think it's something that we need to look at very carefully. A lot of startups have been coming up. Like India has had the privilege of making so many unicorns in the past 1 year. When the world was in a lockdown, Indian ecosystem had unicorns coming up. Startups like Dream 11, which started like a very basic fantasy app for sports, sponsored the IPL, which is a big deal.
That's
Apart from that, cred is amazing. Cred, I would say that India is a country which was typically looked as a country which had the culture of saving and not spending, but in came cred, and people have gotten hooked to spending through the credit cards and earning those rewards. So we are shifting towards a credit based society, I guess, from a savings mentality. And I think that's what is making the whole ecosystem better, because people are ready to try out new things, new services. And like Mama Earth, for one example, it's a completely natural skincare brand, but it has just grown so much. You would see most of the popular YouTubers, influencers talking about their products. So it just shows that if you can just hustle in for some time, there will be some recognition for your products. uh, it's not necessary that you might be the only one who's doing that, but there are always there's always a space for parallels. Like for an Ola, you would definitely have an Uber, and similarly Flipkart, Amazon, Swiggy, Zomato. So you do know that there are multiple people who want to shop on different places, and what's better than sitting at home and getting all the things at your doorstep. So yeah, and like the government has also pushed this whole ecosystem with a lot of programs, trainings, even fundings are available up to 1 CR for startups if you go through the MSME channel of things. For women entrepreneurs, there's a lot of encouragement from the government and from the whole MSME departments to start their own journeys, venture into this, and get funded, which is like, if you look at a startup from the outside, you would just want to hear, have they been funded? That's like a big milestone that every startup likes to have. So yeah.
great. So I think it's good. I would definitely like to uh, get people to connect with you to understand more about this, because I'm sure there are many startups that need funding. They have a great idea, but they just don't know how to get the funding. So good that you guys have managed to figure that out and taken steps forward. That's great. Okay, I guess there are still no more questions, but I have one last question for you, and then we can wrap it up. Guys, if you
Okay.
have questions, please put it in the Q&A section, or you can type it out in the chat and we'll read them out for Anirudh. And if you have no questions, that's fine too. We can probably wind up after this last question. Are you hiring people? Uh, this, what exactly is your company hiring people for?
So right now we're focusing on sales very tremendously. We are putting in our efforts towards sales part of things. So we're trying to get people who love selling new things, bringing a new idea to the table, and convincing people to get things done is what we're looking at. So at the moment, we are only on the lookout for people who would be interested in some kind of a sales opportunity. For the right people, we also have some kind of an opportunity wherein we are ready to shell out 1 to 2% of the company to them if we find them a good fit, because this entire pet care industry works on a very emotion driven kind of a attitude, kind of an attitude. So we are looking for people who are like-minded, who understand what we're trying to do and why we are trying to do this. So the best part about this is that you get to connect with a lot of humans and of course animals. But these all these people that we've connected with, they've had some sort of a strong point of view of how this whole space could be made better, and that's why we love talking to them. And yeah, we're looking for people who are.
Great. Wonderful. So, and these are people that can work from anywhere. They don't have to be in Delhi or something.
No, no, no.
Work
Yeah.
from home opportunity. Okay, great. Okay, so we do have one question from Sanjay. Do you
Mhm.
have any training session facility for pets like dogs?
Okay. So yeah, we basically pet trainers is something that we are currently collaborating with. We don't have it right away, but it is in the like we are already talking to a few of them, and we're trying to bring certain series of video lectures of how you could take care of a pet. Uh, Especially for first time pet parents, they need to understand a lot of things as to how a pet needs to be trained that it starts living perfectly in a home. When you get them, you might face a lot of problems, but with the right training within a month or two, like they would understand everything that you're trying to communicate to them. And I believe that's one big aspect of the whole business, that you get to communicate with people without talking. So it's a gesture based communication, and we are working towards it. And so right now we don't have a pet groom, like a pet trainer with us, but yeah, you should find it in about a month's time on the application with a lot of educative videos.
Again, this is only for Delhi, NCR.
So if it's a video training, anybody can see it in the
Oh,
world.
okay, okay. All right. So that means the pet owner itself just uses the video training material to
Yeah, yeah,
then train the pet.
yeah,
I
yeah.
see.
If you
Great.
want a trainer to come to your house, that would also be there. But of course, that would start with Delhi NCR, since we like our team is in Delhi NCR right
Delhi.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sanjay, I don't know where you're from, whether you're from Delhi or you're from Bombay, but I guess depending on if the video training works for you, I guess. Okay,
Oh,
he's from
nowadays
Nagpur.
we've
Wow.
done quite a few orders from Nagpur. So
Oh yeah, you do?
check it
Okay.
out. Yeah,
Okay, great. So Sanjay, give it a shot, try out his anime thing, and who knows, in a month you'll start seeing, training videos to train your dog or
and
cat
of
or
course, play the quiz
whatever.
every day, because the quiz could have questions that could tell you about how to go about pet training. So yeah, you could win some points.
There are. Oh yeah, talk about the quiz and points. That seems. You did you mention about the quiz and points?
I
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Great. So this is good. I guess that's all the questions we have. Just Sanjay was the most passionate one with the questions. I think the others are all sorted. But
Yeah.
thank you very much for this talk, and I'm going to put this out for people to
Thanks.
watch on YouTube and
Thanks.
LinkedIn and everywhere. So I
Yeah.
guess we can share it and hope you get more visibility on your app and all the best.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks a lot for this, and everyone who attended also. Thanks a lot
Yeah,
for listening to us. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next webinar.
Okay.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Bye.